When we first met, a dozen luxury cars rolled up to the prison. At the gate, hundreds of my brothers dropped to their knees when they saw me. They opened the door of the lead Mercedes, begging me to come back and take charge. I turned and walked away, leaving them with one line. From now on, there is no River Dragon Gang. They respectfully shouted in unison, "Boss! Miss!" This sudden turn of events left Nuonuo stunned. To him, Yuanda Corporation was something he wouldn't dare even look at. But now the board members were gathered here, pledging their loyalty to him. Nuonuo turned around, confusion filling his eyes. He probably couldn't understand. How did that scrap metal thief of a father suddenly transform? The cafeteria boss went pale, crying out, "Gentlemen, you must be mistaken! He's just a lunchbox seller!" The moment he finished, my men had already pinned him to the ground, eyes bloodshot, roaring, "Today is your last day on Earth!" The cafeteria boss screamed desperately, "A misunderstanding! It's all a misunderstanding!" I walked over to Nuonuo and helped him up. Nuonuo stood up, but his co-workers were still kneeling. I hadn't said a word. None of them dared to move. He swallowed hard and said sheepishly, I'm River Dragon's woman, I'm sorry. I've been hiding it from you all this time." He stared at me wide-eyed. 15 years ago, you took on 1,000 men alone with one blade, staining half the river red. Is that legend true? How could one person possibly fight off 1,000? I said, "It's true. I'll tell you once we deal with this guy." I glanced at the cafeteria boss. My brothers understood what I meant. They immediately started dragging him toward me. The cafeteria boss was terrified, screaming, "Help!" being dragged across the ground like a dead dog. And that tough guy was frozen too. The one who was so vicious just moments ago. Now his legs were shaking, trembling, trying to escape through the crowd. But he was too scared. Maybe he'd done plenty of evil before. Maybe he'd been in his share of brutal fights, but some things are more terrifying than anything he'd experienced. Like my name. The moment he heard my name, he was scared out of his mind. When you're that terrified, your legs going weak is beyond your control. He was still trying to run, but his legs got weaker and weaker, until finally he collapsed to his knees. He frantically beat his own legs, begging them to work, but it was useless. Before me, he'd lost the courage to stand. My brothers had already grabbed him, dragging him toward me along with every one of his lackeys. I glanced at the red-haired girl and casually said, "Bring those few over too." The red-haired girl who'd been mocking us froze, her face going stiff.